So here is my little garden. Got tomato plant right here. I planted my original 4 tomato plants that I got. I planted in some old tires. Just filled it with soil. Got it with soil that you mix with regular ground soil, called in ground. And that's why these are grown so big. I water them every night. Every evening, turn on sprinkler for about an hour. Because tomatoes need lots and lots and lots of water. Another one. The string you see in there helps promote it to grow tall and straight. But I had to use some old tent poles anyway because they start to sag because they grow so fast. So I had to use tent poles to hold them up. Over here, see they're starting. Put them in here to start them out. Are sunflowers. Gonna have them alongside this shed thing right here because nothing but sun right here, and it bakes the ground perfect for sunflowers. Right here, see them all starting. And then I got 6 other tomato plants that were given to me. Those tomato plants back there are called big. Oh shoot, they're the big ones, big boys or whatever. They're like the steak tomato. They're really big. These ones are Roma, I guess. And got 6 of them. These I've had for a few weeks, maybe. They were like about an inch tall when I got them. And these cans they're not all the things. Like, I took a can like this, started out like with a can like this, you know, and then I cut off both ends. I cut off that end and this end so they're hollow, and then I put them into the ground about an inch, and then I put in that same soil that I used for the other plants. I put in there so they'll grow in there and they'll be fine. I'm gonna have to get some cages for these 6 as I do for those, because they're gonna need it for support. Here's a pepper plant. I don't know what exactly is going on with it. It hasn't really, when I first planted it, it grew about 2 inches, and now it's not kind of wanting to do anything. But the pepper itself that's on there is turning red, and it's getting a little bigger, but it's just taking forever. It's like, is this the taller this plant's gonna get? What's going on here? Does it not like the soil, the water? I don't know. But these are sweet peppers. They're like bell peppers. So maybe they're just supposed to stay small. I don't know. The reason why I put them in tires and stuff is because to keep the like vines and encroaching grass and this other bullshit from encroaching onto them and smothering them. I don't like to cut everything down. I just like to let stuff just kind of grow in places that aren't used for rabbits and animals and stuff. And plus there's no need to cut them down. This, I believe it's a raspberry bush that we planted a couple years ago, and it kind of didn't do anything. But all of a sudden this year, here it is popping up. So yay for that one. It's already starting to get little pricklies on them. So I actually don't know if this is raspberry. It might just be a regular rose, because I know we bought a few rose bushes, and we planted one in front. Oh, there's a lightning bug. We planted one in front, and it's still up there looking pretty good. And we planted this one, and it just kind of disappeared. We thought it just kind of died, but there it is. I also have this. Now this was here by itself. It was voluntary. It's probably just ditchweed that some birds probably ate some seeds and shit them out right here, and now they decided to grow. And so I didn't even notice them at first. I ran them over with the lawnmower a couple times, which is why they're really bushy, because it cut off the tops and made them bushy, which is good because then it just looks like the bushes behind it, and then I don't have to, you know, worry about neighborhood being like, oh my god, you know, bullshit like that, because it's a Christian community. So a bunch of brainwashed idiots around here. But yeah, look at that. For ditchweed, that looks pretty fucking good, huh? It's gonna get about 4 or 5 more feet taller and bushier. I just keep taking the tops off of them to get more and more bushy. But let's go to the front. I'll show you the rose bush in the front. And there's my baby. There is my baby. Come here, Jules. Come here. Being camera shy. Come here. My baby. She was a rescue. Yep, she was a rescue. She was within hours of dying when they found her. She was curled up into a little tiny ball. She was like 6 months old at the time. Little pup still, barely had any hair. And it was in the winter, and she was slowly freezing, and they found her, and you know, they got rid of the worms and bugs she had in her. Here's a rose bush we've had for a couple years. I actually strung it up against this old weather thing. Like this used to be like this, but it had a different thing. But somebody I guess came and broke both of these. They tore them up out of the ground, and like we're slamming them on the ground. It wasn't here, it was in Lincoln. Somebody got mad at my girlfriend. I don't know, it was stupid shit. Anyway, I strung this along here. It don't have any flowers yet, but it's kind of unhappy the way it was because it was being neglected, so I had to take care of it this year. It's looking good though. It's really happy on that pole. It kind of sprung up. It's liking it on that pole. I just used a couple twisty ties from like bread things right here. You see it? Just from a bread thing, just twisty tie. I didn't put on there tight because you don't want to do that. Because as this stem gets bigger and harder, this is gonna cut into it. So I have to watch that. There's one here too. I have to wash that so it doesn't. So let's see, there's this one. So it doesn't do that. Anyway, that's my garden.